Welcome to Janet Teaches DRU Yoga. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the forward bend. I'm going to do both the standing forward bend and the seated forward bend. Now, it does come with a couple of warnings. If you've got lower back problems, lumbar area, then I would only recommend going part way, and I'll show you how to do that. If you've got high or low blood pressure, when you're coming up from the position, then you do so very slowly. Okay, those are the two main things to think about. So what does a forward bend give us to? When you're coming forward and moving the body up and down, the organs are getting a nice massage, keeping them active, keeping them working. We're also working the kidneys, which is releasing toxins. It's a beautiful stretch for the back, the shoulders, the arms, and the legs. It does everything. Doing that, because it is an inverted posture, you're going to come forward with the head, then you're refreshing the thinking. And it's nice, when we talk about energetically, that we're releasing, we're letting go of. So the things that are getting in your way, the things that are keeping you stuck in life. Okay, so we'll start off with the standing forward bend. Now, you have your feet as ever hip width apart. Now, let me just show you, watch first. Now, without any guidance, you kind of do this kind of thing, and that's not actually doing anything. There is a way that you come down, there is a way that you come up. DRU Yoga is very, very specific on technique, but it allows you to achieve properly and safely. So you have, just watch, it's the hands just resting on the front of the thighs. Now, when I breathe in, remember, you're always breathing in and out through the nose. I am lifting out of the waist, stretching up, and I continue with that stretch, take it above my head. An extra stretch, and then it's push the bottom away. So you're not flopping from here, you're moving from here. So I've done my lovely stretch up, push the bottom away, I start to come forwards, and the fingertips are just touching the floor. Now, if you feel you can't get that far, you can always hand block, do it that way. However, for those of you who are unrolling carefully, when you do come out, you unroll. Push up through the knees. Now, if it's too much for you to come all the way down with back problems, you can use a chair. So exactly the same thing, the stretch up, the come forwards, hands flat on the chair. So you've got an alternative to help you do that. And again, you would bend the knees and unroll. So let's do that one together. Okay, move the chair out of the way. So feet, first of all, hip width apart, heel to instep, swivel the toes back. Lift your toes and spread them, connect with the earth. We're going to go into the mountain posture first. Nice and soft in the knees, tummy in, tailbone under. Draw up through that waist. Imagine you've got pockets on your back, and you lift and you roll and you drop the shoulder into the pocket, once on each side. Loose arms, soft knees, and imagine you've got a golden thread just stretching you a bit further. So you're resting those hands just slightly on the front of the thighs. Breathe in, lift up, stretch up through that way, stretch up, carry on up with the arms, stretching, and then an extra stretch, and on your breath out, start to come down and get your fingertips to the floor. Now each breath out, just release through the back and shoulders. Now to come up, dip the knees and start unrolling. Head and shoulders last, very carefully. So you're not coming up too sharp and giving yourself a bit of dizziness. So that's the standing forward bend, but the same thing can be done in the sitting forward bend. So coming down on one knee. Okay, block out of the way a moment. Now it's exactly the same thing. Now, what you want to be able to do is get a nice position to start with. So the first thing you want to do is push up onto the sitting bones, nice firm base. And then pull the flesh out from your bottom. So now you've got a straight back, you're in that lovely L shape, right angle shape. Palms in front. Breathe in, lift up through that waist, lift up, extending. And then coming from those hips, over you come, fingertips to the toes. Again, each breath out, release through the shoulders, release through the back. And then to come up, gently release. Do that unroll of the back. Head is coming up last. So always the unrolling. Okay. So the principle the same, whether you're seated or whether you're standing. You're breathing up and you do that lovely draw up through the waist. You extend the arms up and then you come from the hip joints. It's not flop from the middle, it's the hip joints. So something you thought you couldn't achieve, you very probably will. If when you're doing the seated forward bend, if I just come up and you're not getting as far as your toes, just rest the fingertips down on your shins. Don't just be hanging in midair because then you just strain your shoulders. So it would be there. Okay. Remember, using a chair for the standing forward bend if you need to. Always taking care of yourself and you can extend things later on. So for stretching out the back, opening up the shoulders, massaging the organs, including the kidneys when you get the toxins released, and for releasing emotionally, letting go of the negativity. So it does an awful lot for you. They're good as preparation stretches, but equally on their own. So I hope that's been interesting for you. Thank you. Namaste.